Hey everyone, Leighton Pinkham here, broker owner Regal Realtors. Today's topic is what do buyers want? Seeing it from a buyer's point of view. If you're a home seller who's thinking about selling in the near future, about to put your home on the market, here are some tips to kind of understand where they're coming from a buyer's perspective. First thing, just to kind of understand the state of mind of a buyer. The majority of buyers have saved up money for their down payment and they've saved up money for their closing costs. There are some buyers who have an excess of money that can do work when they move into it, but don't try to defer maintenance thinking that they can come out of pocket the new carpet. For example, this is what I hear a lot from sellers. Let's say, for instance, the home's gonna be $200,000. They say, well, we'll just give them an allowance. Like we'll come off the price $3,000 so they can redo the carpet. No, it doesn't work that way, because if they've saved up their 3.5% on $200,000, that's around $7,000 plus their, let's say $5,000 for closing costs. They have their $11,000, $12,000 that they've saved up to buy this home. If you come off $3,000, you've saved them their down payment on 3.5%. That's $100. It's not $100 to replace, carpet in the home. So it's not a situation where you can just defer maintenance and kind of push it off to them. Okay, that's the first thing. The second part of that is the home buying experience in itself is 90% emotional. 90% emotional, 10% pragmatic. Now you've lived in this home, you know it, you know what it could look like. Maybe you're someone who can see past it. The majority of buyers don't. For them, this is their brand new home. Okay, this isn't their older home that they're ready to move on to. This is their brand new home, and you need to treat it that way and create the point of view and the perspective for them that meets that. With that, here are some tips, the small things that you can do that can create that palette, create that situation that's going to best meet their expectations when they come in. I don't mean, extremely expensive updates. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about doing small things that are in your control that can greatly affect the ultimate price that you get for your home, because that's what it's all about. And that's my job, to get you the highest bottom line for your house. And when I do come in, that's why I bring in a stager and I pay for a stager to go over these things with you so we can match your specific house. But just speaking generally, here are some things that you can do. The first one, you have to have it deep cleaned. You have to declutter. I know a lot of people are aware of that, but you need it extremely clean. So deep clean that home. That is huge on creating that emotional appeal. If somebody walks into your home, they say within the first 10 seconds, they know if this home is for them or not. If it is not clean, you are eliminating a lot of people. Second, paint rooms with loud colors. If you've got that pink room, that extremely bright, paint colors, paint it. Okay, you'd be stunned at how many people I get. We can walk into a backyard that's a clean slate, and we walk into a backyard of a home, and I'll watch buyers visualize a pool, a pergola, a deck, $100,000 worth of work. They have no problem seeing that, and as soon as they walk into the room that's pink, what is this? They can't get over it. It seems odd, but I've seen it many times. So those types of little things, because I think they know as soon as they move into that home, they have work to do, and they don't want to do it. So do it for them. Paint that room. Paint the room with loud colors, bring it back to neutral to match the body of the house. Fresh paint on trims, doors. So if you've got rotted wood in the trim and you got a door that's kind of getting older, it's huge on that first walk up to have a fresh door paint, have the trim painted. You don't need to do the whole exterior of the house. But in areas where it's going to be high visibility, paint that so it's nice and fresh and it pops. Carpet's huge. Shampoo it at the very least. Okay, shampoo that carpet, bring it back to life. Don't say we're going to do it after, because they're not seeing what it's going to be after. They're seeing what it looks like now. So shampoo it now. If it's beyond that, then replace it if you can. Now I understand that there's situations where I'll go in and they're like, we don't have the money, and I understand that. And that's where we'll do different things, and we're going to do everything we can. I'm going to do everything in my power to help you spend as little as possible to get it to take this shape. And I understand there's situations where you don't have the money to do it, and we'll get past that if that's the case. But if it is a case where the carpet is completely dilapidated and you know that they're going to have to replace it when they move in, try to do it for them if you can, because you will make money on that money. Okay, so it's not all equal. So shampoo it at the very least. Vacuum shampoo it, try to bring it back to life. And then if it is really beyond repair, then replace it. Good smells. Just showed a home a couple weeks ago. They replaced the carpet, they replaced flooring, they painted the whole house, but they'd clearly smoked or done something previous, and it was vacant, so it was kind of it was locked up. There wasn't a lot of good airflow in there, and the home stunk. And it had brand new flooring. It literally had brand new flooring, had brand new paint, and they were not getting past it. When you walk into a house that smells bad, you're taking those senses, that emotional appeal, and you are dropping it. Very few people will get over that. There are services that I can put you in contact with that can pull smells out. Now, I did say that to the buyer. I was like, well, I have, companies that can take that smell and pull it out. They weren't having it, and I don't blame them. All they know is what they're seeing at that time, their senses, and I get it. So as a seller, you've got to remove that so you don't eliminate all those buyers. Next, outside, trim hedges, trim trees, add color, add pansies, add flowers in the front. You go to Lowe's, pick up some color, trim all your hedges. Just that detail in the front is so huge. The amount of money that you'll spend picking up flowers and the amount of money that you can get when you're talking a $300,000, $400,000 sale is huge. The difference of selling something for $395 and $380 is very, very small. Okay, $15,000 real net different to you is small in comparison on what you can get for shampooing your carpet, painting some rooms, and doing these small little details. Next, many of you are aware of this, but take down personal items as much as possible. So it's a clean, feel when somebody walks in, so they can, see themselves in your house. This is their new home, right? This is their new home. Maybe you've lived there a long time, and you're like, well, we're moving on to our next one. This is their brand new house. Do it right for them. That's the thing, is let's make it as clean, as nice as possible. If we do that, we will get the most buyers, the most interest, and we will net you the highest amount of money. Lastly, if at all possible, if you're in a situation where you've bought another home and you're moving on, you don't need to sell to qualify for the next one, and you're taking your things, as much as possible, try not to leave it vacant. If you've ever looked at a model home from a builder, you'll never see a model home vacant. It's very hard for new buyers to visualize. I understand if there's nothing that you can do. You have a relocation company, they're pulling you out. I get it. But as much as possible, if it is avoidable, or if you're moving to your next home and you don't have to take everything, then that's something that I'll help you with, that my stager will help you with. We can tell you what to leave, the bare minimums to leave, so we can at least shape the home. But vacant homes are absolutely a little bit more challenging to sell because people can't visualize what they're getting. So I hope these little tips help. Again, not expensive things, but can net you a lot of money. Of course, if you want more detailed help, I'm always here for you. So